Welcome back to The Common Ground. Tonight we're breaking down the high-stakes presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. With sharp exchanges, strategic traps, and unexpected twists, this debate was one for the history books. The debate kicked off with a historic handshake, the first in a presidential debate since 2016. Kamala Harris took a confident step toward Donald Trump, and from that moment, the tone was set. Harris had a clear strategy: keep Trump on the defensive and under pressure, and she wasted no time getting started. Kamala Harris opened with a series of pointed attacks. She questioned the loyalty of Trump supporters, hinted at his inherited wealth, and cited criticism from his own party members. Each time, Trump took the bait. When she invited viewers to watch a Trump rally to see his lack of focus on voter needs, Trump responded with crowd sizes, not policy. A perfect example of Harris setting the trap and Trump falling into it. Throughout the debate, Trump found himself defending his past rather than promoting his vision for the future. He revisited old arguments, from his handling of the pandemic to his controversial invitation of the Taliban to Camp David. Even on issues like national security, Harris managed to turn the tables, making Trump explain his past closeness to authoritarian leaders like Viktor Orban and Vladimir Putin. She pushed hard, questioning his ability to stand up to strongmen, a tactic that clearly put Trump on the back foot. One of the most contentious topics was abortion. Harris used it to her advantage, calling Trump's stance insulting to the women of America and accusing him of endangering lives with restrictive policies. Trump, aware of his vulnerability on this issue, sidestepped and shifted the focus to state rights, but it didn't land well. Even more awkwardly, he seemed out of touch, fumbling his response about in vitro fertilization, which drew puzzled reactions from viewers. However, both candidates had their shortcomings. While Harris effectively kept Trump on the defensive, she missed opportunities to highlight her own agenda, often redirecting questions about her policies back to attacks on Trump. Meanwhile, Trump, who aimed to tie Harris to Biden's unpopular policies, rarely succeeded in doing so. His attempts to paint Harris as dangerously liberal seemed unfocused and lacked impact. The clash was not just in words, but in style. Harris often used body language, laughing, smiling, and looking directly into the camera to connect with the audience. Trump, on the other hand, seemed frustrated, frequently raising his voice and avoiding eye contact with Harris. His disdain was clear, and he even recycled her own words from the 2020 vice presidential debate. "I'm talking now, if you don't mind," a line that seemed more defensive than commanding. In her closing, Harris pitched herself as the candidate of the future, urging voters not to go back to the past.
So I think you've heard tonight two very different visions for our country. One that is focused on the future, and the other that is focused on the past, and an attempt to take us backward. But we're not going back.
Trump, finally finding his rhythm, tried to link Harris to Biden, questioning why she hadn't already implemented her proposed changes if they were so crucial.
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it?
Yet even his closing felt more like an echo of past grievances than a vision for what's next. So what does this all mean? Harris dominated with strategy and precision, while Trump was left defending his past more than outlining his future. But in a race this tight, every moment counts. What's your take on the debate? Was it a turning point, or just more of the same? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to The Common Ground for more political insights.